Mayegun come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Mayegun come, oh, yo, yo. Mayegun the command of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Mayegun come, oh, yo, yo. Mayegun diary political, oh, yo, yo. Mayegun come, oh, yo, yo. This one not day of in mind, oh, yo, yo. Mayegun come, oh, yo, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Mayegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Mayegun diary, he dey hot like pepper. But every day, then they take money in bulk. Poor man picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say, make we no talk. But thank God say, Mayegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Mayegun the command of the masses. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you from wherever you're watching from. And this is Mayegun Live once again. And thank you so much for joining me again.
Mayegun diary political.
Share the broadcast.
Godfatherism, kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun diary. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o, kẹ́gọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu.
Share it, share it. Tell them.
Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé.
Tell them.
Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Thank you very much for joining me from wherever you're watching from. Remember, share the broadcast as you are joining. Like it as well. Share, like, before you begin to comment. That's the drill, yeah? And make sure that your offering as well is dropped as you are joining the temple tonight. And what is that your offerings? Your live. Start it now as you are joining. Do that. Thank you very much for joining me. Yes, there is, I've got a few things to kind of share with you as usual. Okay, starting with the confession of the killer driver, the BRC bus driver who killed Bamise. You know the story, so we're going to touch that today. Initially, he lied. He said he ran away because the people who attacked Bamise, they had weapons on that bus. So, but he changed his story eventually. He told the truth. He attacked her. He was the one who attacked her. He sexually attacked her as well, raped her, and then strangulated her and killed her. So he confessed to it finally. That's part of the walking time bomb. The majority of those who are parading themselves as Nigerians are currently, suffering. But gradually, this explosion will be happening, as we have witnessed in the case of Bamise, regrettably. However, I am also going to kind of delve a little bit into Ebonyi. Many of you have been reading the news of Devil Umahi. Devil Umahi is the governor of Ebonyi State, a Biafra state, where he sworn to spill the blood of his own brothers and sisters, just to prove the allegiance of the Ebonyi land, Biafra land, their allegiance to Nigeria. So he's been doing it successfully until now when he got challenged, and this is also popping up. So the court said that he made a mistake for getting elected on the platform of a political party, then jump ship to another political party. Although he currently have the chance of appealing, but legally he should normally vacate the office. Okay, this is not a tribunal judgment or what have you. Normally, he should vacate the office until the judgment is lifted. But again, you're about to witness the Rufo fight. He jumped ship from PDP to APC. And as usual, he also helped, he joined others to tell us how PDP destroyed Nigeria, how, APC is the best thing that happened after the discovery of sliced bread. Anyway, that is on the political front. There are others too that I'm going to delve into just before we go today. But the bigger one, the big fish, is what somebody told me, and he said, do you know that the reaction of the people since the release of Oloye Sunday Igboho has been so massive, and organic? There are some people are feeling like it feels like the Yoruba Nation Independence Day. You know what I mean? Like, if it feels this way, imagine if the Yorubas have the opportunity, when the Yorubas have the opportunity to go to the poll and conduct a referendum where they will decide if they still want to be part of Nigeria or not. So people are beginning to kind of, relate this event. So that's going to be the bigger fish before I open my line. The release of Oloye Sunday Igboho and what we are making of it just before the dust settle down. So I'll get to that part. So I'm thinking, let us go to Ebonyi first, where the court sacked the governor. His own reaction is this. Please watch this.
There are three ways whereby a governor can vacate his seat. It's either by death, resignation, or impeachment by the House of Assembly. There is
On a second thought, I think let us take it from what PDP did when the court said Umahi should go. This is the drama now, right? As we speak, the court said Umahi, for jumping ship, right, is lost his right to continue to sit as governor because that seat belonged to the political party that presented him for the election, which happened to be the PDP, right? Since the court gave the order, PDP decided to just tell the Ebonyi people, here is your governor, here is your deputy governor. And that was what Devil Umahi responded to. Watch this.
Consultations with other colleagues, we are happy to inform you that with the position of governor, the party, after due consultation with stakeholders in the Ebonyi State, are putting forward Honorable Igariwe as the new governor. And for position of deputy governor, the party is putting forward Mr. Fred Udog. So, just to repeat, for Governor Honorable Igariwe, and for Deputy Governor Mr. Fred Udog. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Well, the Ebonyi people right now, if you are watching me from Ebonyi, I don't know what this situation is right now in Ebonyi. You probably will be able to tell me when we get to that stage. That is what Nigeria 1999 Constitution reads. A fraudulent book that requires everyday amendments. A trashy one. So you're about to see the showdown. Ebonyi, Umahi believe that the craze, nobody else get Supreme Courts. If this has to get to Supreme Court, we'll get there. In fact, that judge that said I should leave my seat, that judge will be arrested. Umahi's reaction, if you have the time, listen to this.
There are three ways whereby a governor can vacate his seat. It's either by death, resignation, or impeachment by the House of Assembly. There is no any other constitutional provision that empowers a hatchet man to turn the constitution and the law upside down. I've listened to the judgment of Eko, and it's very obvious that he was on a mission. He was making all efforts to upturn the rulings of the Supreme Court and Appeal Court on issues like this. We have had the rumors before now that he was determined to give judgment against all known laws and the Constitution, first to embarrass APC, two, to embarrass the federal government. For me, I do not feel worried, but I feel so sorry for the judiciary. The executives may have problems, the legislature may have problems, but the moment justice could be purchased, then we are in trouble in this country. And the ruling this afternoon is a clear evidence that this country is in trouble. And let me tell you that this same judge has over 10 cases against Ebonyi state government with him. And you can imagine what is going to rule. We have petitioned him to NJC, and we will follow it up at all costs to ensure that this man is brought to justice. I want you to disregard the judgment. It is null and void. There is a substituting judgment in Zamfara State, and there is also a judgment in Ebonyi State. So we've chosen the one to obey. We will not obey his ruling. We will obey the ruling of a competent court of equal level that says you cannot sue a governor. The sections of the Constitution are very clear. No civil or criminal proceedings could be brought against a sitting governor. This is not a pre-election matter. This is not a tribunal matter. And so he has murdered justice in this country, and he will be remembered and his generation for this jungle justice, which has nothing, no leg to stand. I'm still the governor of Ebonyi State, and he has no powers to remove me. But let me say to the nation that there is a need to look at the integrity of our judiciary, because if the judiciary begins to rule against constitutional matters that are well laid down, then the citizens of this country may decide not to obey such, jungle justice. This is very important. He thought he has embarrassed me, but he has not, because I already have, a judgment in my favor, and he has no powers to remove this me that was brought by the hands of God. So I want to
hands of God, call hands of dog guinea. I know some of you don't like that, You're like, Mayegun, give us the main story, please. Leave this man. Well, when you want to know why there is insecurity in Eastern Nigeria, the desperation of the politicians, the collaboration of the security forces, and at the same time, the killings of the innocent people that they are gaslighting in Eastern Nigeria, you will understand what is about to go down again with this guy. And that is the reason why I started with that. I'm glad some of you have already joined. Some of you you're acting surprised that you haven't heard that the BRT driver that killed Bamise, yeah, the number one, you all heard that he's been arrested. Then you probably have seen the video where he was talking about being overpowered, being intimidated, and the rest of, those things. I don't know if you have seen that video. Or maybe we should start with that. But you remember his face, Abby? Then, let me get this on for you. So when he was arrested initially, this is the first thing he said. Okay?
Why did I run, sir? When those guys showed me the weapon, as I was saying, sir, I was I can't be myself anymore. Fears have come in me. So whatever the man on guns sit down there, whatever he told me, is what I do. When I follow that Carter bridge, after that overhead bridge, they ordered me to stop there. And when they ordered me to stop, so I should open the door. When I open the door, then they now track. When they come down, they now start dragging her down. When I saw she was crying for help, actually I'm helpless. So I was just thinking that she's inside the vehicle, holding the iron. So I move on.
So you left her there?
That's just the truth, sir.
You left
Because
her there?
I left her at that scene. I never knew that they dragged her down already.
What is the connection between you and those 3 guys that you picked up?
I have no connection with, it's just a person. I have no connection with any one of them.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
That was what he said. They have gone. She was crying for help. I couldn't help her because see, me, myself, I can be attacked, and they dragged her out of the bus. And many people are beginning to say, you see now, this is why we said we should all hear both sides of the story. Eh? We should hear both sides of the story. We should not condemn people easily like that. Let me show you this. It's just a few seconds, okay? The last moment that Bamise was seen alive in that same bus.
Mass of anybody,
That was when she was raising the alarm. So what she was saying in that video was that she was recording she was sitting at the back of the bus, and she decided to start recording when she started witnessing strange, movement and the rest of all these guys, like they are coordinated. It's like, you know what I mean? She decided to start recording to send to her friend. Guess what? She was walking somewhere in Aja. So she was traveling for that weekend to Ota, which is another state, Ogun State, which according to the reports, that's what she does every weekend. She will walk in Lagos throughout the week, and every weekend she always goes back to Ota to go and see her sister. That was what she was going to do before this guy and his gang grabbed her. They assaulted her, they beat her, then they sexually attacked her and violently took her life. This is the evening after the first confession that he had to run because they overpowered him and they had guns.
Telling the truth, she forced herself out of the platform. She was crying for help, and everything was recorded. And so, because of the dirty act I've done, as to who I am, I'm afraid. And I don't tell my friend. Because when I was working with you guys, when I knew, I never tell him the truth.
So, when you throw her out of the left her there and run away,
Because I'm afraid I committed.
no,
You are not saying the truth.
you don't talk this to me now.
You said you zoomed
You
on.
are not saying the
How?
truth. You are not saying the truth.
Zoom on.
You are not saying the truth.
That is
Because wait. If you had wait.
You are not saying the truth.
If that is what happened, people have spread the video around so that they can know their family will see her and look for her.
See, you are not saying the truth.
You are not saying the truth.
Okay, I don't even talk to story. You are not saying the truth.
So that is the moment after they saw her body. Yeah, after they saw her body and they examined the body and he was apprehended and further questioning and the rest, well, they made him realize that she wasn't just brutally killed, and it wasn't like a ritual killing as well. With what they have come up with, it was a sort of targeted attack. And if you want to see the boss they use in taking her away and killing her, yeah? So our mother, who found the boss already returned to the park, the BRT boss, reacted this way. Just a reminder. You know, so that was the moment the mother. So when they finally, confirmed that, so this case is another popular case, which I am, because it's already public. So it's probably impossible for the guy to run anywhere. And all other corporates, the people that did this with him, we hope they will actually be unveiled too. But guess what? Just like the NSAS, the government is already doing a PR job to take people's mind away from any negative attachment to the BRT. But there will be no real investigation or anything. It will go the way of the others, as usual. So yes, the guy came out to confess to the killing, but at the same time he was denying to have raped her. Further things will be happening because the police also paraded him this evening, I think, and then he gave his confessional statement, which elaborated further what they did to her. And like I said, it is what it is. Oh, may Nigeria not happen to me. May Nigeria not happen to you. May Nigeria not happen to the people you love as well. It is so important for you to say that prayer because Nigeria happening to you, which happened to many of us every day anyway. But the fact that it doesn't take your life, it doesn't probably, take away your life yet, simply means that you are still managing. So it's not the major one, not like Bamise. So this is why when people are fed up with a system that is so corrupt, that those who feel so powerful and above the law are those that are championing what they said is going to be the future of Nigeria, your future, and you are probably never going to feature in them, or you are not part of the decision making of that. However, those who are making those decisions, they are doing so, getting away with their crimes simply because something allowed them. But I'm so happy, like many of you too. We are happy that in the long run, those who never possibly, or let me put it this way, those who were laughing at us when people stood up against what they considered as a state-sponsored terrorism, where you could no longer hide it, the invasion of Yoruba land, the attack on the Yoruba economy, which in effect is also pretty much as a resultant effect of our relationship with Nigeria. So asking for the opening of the conversation around that is the reason why they criminalize it. They started haunting us. They didn't stop there. They even went as far as killing innocent people in this regard. That was pretty much like a big stab, a big stab right there on the back, right there on our chest, when they came for those who were speaking for us. The unfair or the imbalance arrangement called Nigeria, which indigenous people from every part of Nigeria are currently demanding for a call for renegotiation, a conversation around deciding if they still want to be part of this Nigeria or not. A conversation that is not kind of going down well, especially with those who claim to be the Yoruba political, political leaders. They call themselves and their followers. Why should we now part with Nigeria? Why should we talk about the marginalization of the Yorubas? Why should we talk about the poverty in Yoruba land, which is pretty much engineered by our association with Nigeria? People have given you statistics many times, but we have also spoken about it many times, and we continue to speak about it all the time. But only a few people put actions into their words. That's the category where Oloye Sunday Igboho and so many other people, that's where they kind of stand out. They stood out simply because they put actions into their words, and doing so automatically puts them on the spot and put a target on their back. And we saw what happened. We've lost innocent people, responsible, and then, great men that were killed by this state, Nigeria. But that hasn't really stopped the request for this conversation. And I'm so kind of so happy now that when they stabbed us on the back, stabbed us on our chest, and they thought we were going to bleed out, we were going to die. That was what they did with Oloye Sunday Igboho. They stabbed us in order to weaken us. They did manage to slow us down, but they couldn't weaken us. Today, Oloye Sunday Igboho is a free man. Depends on what kind of definition you want to give to it yourself. But in our own book, he is a free man, and he will remain a free man from now on. So, people who spoke up for us, they became targets. Many of us who are speaking up, we became their primary targets. So when they stabbed us, like I said, they thought we were going to die a slow death. They were even mocking us. Some of them were saying, in their own ignorance, mocking their own, mocking their own doom. They said, where is your Yoruba nation? Yoruba nation, Yoruba nation. You have pushed him, you have pushed him. You have pushed him into exile, into prison. That was why when the news of Oloye Sunday Igboho was released, broke, some now said it felt like, or it still feels like, it is just like when Yoruba when Yoruba voted and say, we are leaving. Of course, you're going to see those who are going to be like, no, we thought we were going to win them. You know what I mean? And I can imagine, some even said, if the reaction of the people are this massive all over the world, it simply means, yes, they did slow us down. And now that Igboho is back, many other things are going to be back. I mean, coordination will be back. Cohesion will be back. A real direction will be forged. And the people will follow to the land we all desire. How we're going to get there is now becoming clearer. Like I said, it feels so good, that people are now feeling like Yoruba nation advocacy is back. And I think it's, it feels so, it feels same. And that is why, like I said, when I do my part, I'll release the other part. I'll let you make your own contribution as you wish on the whole conversation tonight, just like we couldn't really finish that earlier today. So, but before we continue, right, if you are still watching on Facebook, on YouTube, remember, if you haven't really shared it, that means you are not fully part of this yet. Like that video. Yes, drop your offerings there. Like it, share it. And when I get back, I will take some calls. I will have a lot of time tonight. All right? So, yeah, do that, and I will be back in a minute.
Liar.
Nice. So I have a caller on the line. So I know so many people have been asking me questions. All right. That's